morning. I'm Aaliyah Hale. I'm from McPherson, Kansas, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. This is,
I'm Dad.
give them your name, where you're from.
My name is David Hale,
Mm-hmm.
and 40 years ago, I was with my wife for 15 years ago, and I said, "Do you want to have any more kids?" Because we had 4 kids at the time. And she says, "Well, I don't care." And I said, "Well, we're not getting any younger." And so Aaliyah was born the next summer,
Just starting off
and
with that story, are we?
the rest is history right there. There you go.
This is how I remember it. At my 13th birthday party, Dad turned to all the girls and said, "You want to hear the story of Aaliyah?" One night I turned to Nora in bed and said, "You want one more?" And she said, "Sure." So that was so funny. So anyways, we're here. It's Monday. It's almost noon and the lunch hour. We're getting going with some viewers and some likes. But I just wanted to interview my dad briefly. Tonight we are having someone from NPR or WBEZ Radio interview Dad for an hour, asking questions about his childhood, his teen years, and his years, most excitingly, playing for the Chicago Bears. Now, would you like to tell us a little bit about the Chicago Bears? For instance, what city do the Chicago Bears play in?
Well, they play in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a long time coming. The Bears started in 1920, 21. And,
One of the first dozen teams, is that correct?
oh, yeah, it's a long history, good history. The more guys play in the NFL that made the all-time deal in Canton, Ohio,
Oh, yeah.
the Hall of Fame, than any
Yeah.
other team. So it's
I
pretty,
didn't know that.
yeah, it's a big deal. So
Very cool. Very cool. So, a fun fact about my dad is in high school, he couldn't pass his physical, is the story I heard. Would you like to tell us about how you went from not playing sports in high school
well,
to being a professional athlete?
my sophomore year in high school, I failed the medical because my hemoglobin was not strong enough, I guess. So I couldn't go out for football. So I went out my senior year, and I made it through 2 weeks of 2 days. No, 2 weeks of 3 days, and I got cut. And some of the guys also, it's a big school, and I didn't feel bad that I got cut. At least I tried out. Anyway, I went to a small school in Kansas, Ottawa University, and learned how to play the game. And I kept growing, and I found out that if you can tackle somebody, you can play football. And I don't have any problem with that. So one thing led to another, and my senior year of college, #69, I got drafted by the Bears. And the 12th round, O.J. Simpson was number one in the country. I was number 300. And nobody thought I was going to make the team, but including me. But I went to training camp in '69, and it's amazing. You see these guys from big schools, Ohio State, whatever.
Going around
And
the huddle. Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to school?
yeah, I went to Ottawa University, and they go, "What? Where's that? Kansas? Where's that?" That sort of thing. So we had a lot of fun with it. But I learned that it's not where you're from; it's what you bring with you. Whether you can do this job, this position, this whatever, or not. And somehow I made the team the first year, and the rest is history. But it was a good,
Good experience.
yeah, yeah.
What would you say your average bench press was in high school?
Oh,
135? That's what I maxed out at, which is not
probably,
great.
but
And then in college,
yeah,
would you?
and my bench press was 380. It was my one time. I used to warm up with 225, which is 208 times. That was easy. That was easy.
Yeah, 225, no problem.
Yeah, I can't do that now.
No, no, not anymore. Now, how old are you, Dave Hale?
I'm 77 now, right now. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And you, speaking of Ottawa University, you met the love of your life.
Yeah.
She was a reporter on the sidelines. Is that how the story goes?
Well, it's
Or
one of the stories, yeah. But she's smart. and we just hit it off pretty good. And she's a Kansas farmer's daughter, a turkey farmer
Hmm.
daughter, and she's the youngest of six. They all went to Ottawa University, and so did she. And she's smart. She's a psychology major. You
Hmm.
know, these smart
Hmm.
people think. A lot of fun.
Well, she didn't quite get her degree because they had a blessing come along in the form of my eldest brother. And then the summer of love happened, and a lot happened that summer. We will go over it kind of quickly. What happened the summer of 69?
Oh man, six.
Sorry, time out. Would you say that was your busiest summer ever?
Probably right
Probably.
there. I got drafted to the Bears in January. The training camp wasn't until July 10th in
My
Indiana,
birthday.
and in the middle of June, I went to the training camp.
Yeah.
No, that was in July. In June, I went to the National NAI track meet in Billings, Montana, and I threw the discus.
Oh, I think we have a picture for that one.
I did pretty well. I took the first place in the
Pretty
discus,
well. First place.
and it went out pretty good. But the guy that took second place, his, he always took first place until the national meet.
Until he
I beat
didn't.
him. We're still friends. We talk about this all the time, but it's kind of fun. It was a good experience. But then I got married on July 5th, and training camp started July 8th in Chicago. So off I went, and
Now,
I
was there boot camp in there somewhere too? Did I
no,
miss that?
that was the next spring
Next spring.
because the
Okay.
army was going
Okay.
on, you know. But in that summer, 7 weeks training camp, and guys started leaving because they were tired or whatever.
Bus comes twice a day, Dad says.
Oh gosh, and it's a war of attrition, and you. Well, I remember walking, and it was about a 2 block walk over to the 7 a.m. breakfast. I remember walking this. I said to myself, "This is hard because the track practices were hard." But I remember thinking, if I leave here and go home with my wife, who's at my parents' house in Iowa, my dad's going to put this out for about a day or two, and then he's going to say, "Now what are you going to do?" You know, 'cause I knew you'd ask that, but I said, "I'll just stay here and see what happens." But it worked out pretty good.
It did. Now, backing up a little bit, you were raised not in Iowa, that you just mentioned that's where your parents were. You were raised in what great state?
Yeah, I was born in McCook, Nebraska, in 1947, and they say I was on the second floor of the hospital because the first floor was underwater. There was a flood. The Republican River flooded, and my dad went and gave me a name, Stormy, but my mom decided to give me a Christian name, David. So that's what I heard.
In McCook, Nebraska. And what did you do fourth grade year every day?
What do you mean?
Didn't you beat up the same kid every day
Oh
after
yeah,
school?
yeah, that's fine.
Did you say we all had fun? I don't think
Oh
the kid
gosh,
did.
yeah, we were not good boys
No.
in fourth
Something about
grade.
making your teacher cry in third grade?
We went in fourth grade. Our goal was to make the teacher cry before noon, and her name is Mrs. Jorgensen. She's a nice lady, I'm sure. But I came home from school one day. My dad said, "Well, David, you got a choice. You can either straighten up." That was his language. "You can either straighten up, or we're going to send you to Bancroft Reform School in South Omaha by the stockyards, and you're going to ride your bicycle every day, and it's 13 miles."
There and
And I
back.
said, "I don't know, I want to do this." So the next day, I went to the boys, my friends, and I said,
We're not going to mess with the teacher
we're gonna
anymore.
being good boys in the class."
Yeah.
And they said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, because I don't want to ride my bicycle that much." So that's the story.
It's a good story. And then one more from childhood I just have to hear. is the treehouse slash cherry bomb horse situation.
We had a wonderful treehouse by the creek. It's a two-story treehouse. Wonderful, a lot of stories, a lot of memories, a lot of cherry bombs. A lot of things happened in that treehouse, but
It had AC and carpet.
oh, it's wonderful.
Isn't that crazy? 2-story treehouse. His dad made by hand.
It took a while, but I had a better treehouse than some people have houses. I
That's
think.
true. Sounds better than some of my apartments here in Chicago, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Where the welcome mat was the area rug.
Oh,
One and the same. Now give a minute for your mother and a minute for your father, and then we'll show that last picture and kind of wrap
okay.
up.
Oh yeah, my mom was born also in McCook, Nebraska, Indianola actually, and she was born in 1920. My dad was born in 1909 in Red Willow, no, Decatur County, Kansas, which is the county straight south of Red Willow. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of in Kansas. And so anyway, they met up after his first wife died, having their fifth kid, and then he married my mom. And I'm glad he did. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Story is Grandpa was sorting mail on the Burlington Zephyr from
Omaha.
Colorado to Illinois.
Yeah, no, Omaha to Denver.
Omaha to Denver, and his buddies said that there was a pretty hostess slash librarian slash school teacher. She had a lot of jobs, and
Yes.
she was a little bit older for that day and age, 26, 27.
Right.
And he walked into the diner or restaurant.
History.
Yeah. And Grandma said she was pouring her coffee and just kept pouring the coffee, and it overflowed. And the customer said, Miss Suter, Miss Suter.
Oh yeah.
I always like that story. How about your favorite Bible story and then your favorite Bible verse? You don't have to tell the whole story, but just reference it.
My favorite Bible verse is Luke 12:48b, which says, "He who has much, much is expected." And that just makes all the sense in the world to me because I've been given a lot in life. I got a good health and a lot of experiences and stuff like that. And so I think God asks more out of me than somebody else. That's just the way I feel. That's
Yeah.
it. And then
Favorite story, Bible story. Would it be David and Goliath or
good Bible
maybe not?
story.
King Solomon, maybe?
Well, Solomon was a good guy. He was a perplexing. He's the wisest guy ever lived, but he's also kind of puzzling. And but he gave a lot of good advice. He had,
Split the baby in half one.
that's a great story.
Yeah.
Two women both said that they were the mothers of this infant, and they couldn't get it done, figured out. So Solomon said, "Well, we'll just cut the baby in half and give one." And the real mother says, "Oh, don't do that. Give it to the." She didn't want the baby to get hurt.
Right.
And Solomon says, "That's the real mother."
Exactly.
That's a great story.
That is a great story. So we did a little childhood, a little bit of your teen years, a little bit of college, a little bit of your professional years. I guess one more story, and then we'll show the picture. Hale Smile. Here comes Mom.
Hi, Mom. How are you? She just got up from a little nap. We've been on the road for a couple of days, and it's exhausting when you get a little older.
Yeah, and we just got back from the game, the first Bears game yesterday, playing the Titans. And I left at halftime because I'm pregnant with twins, and the sights, the sounds, the smells. It was too much. The sun, too much for me. So I left at halftime, and I regretted it. I live to regret it because
the Bears won the second half.
The Bears came back with, 3 points to win it. Is that right? Anyways, yeah.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
A good game.
I did. But I got to see the beginning, and that was a lot of fun. All right, let's show that last football picture.
Oh, this picture is in 1971 or 72. I'm in the 75. I was chasing O.J. Simpson from the Buffalo Bills, and you look at this in the original, and O.J. wasn't even worried.
No,
because I wasn't that close to him, but it looks like I was close to him there. But I signed the bottom of them, and I said, I didn't catch OJ, but neither did the LAPD. So,
Ching. So funny. Speaking of running, one last thing. He's a very good runner was for longer distances. He won the George Hallis Mile 2 years in a row.
yeah, 5:31. That's a pretty good run.
5 minutes and 31 seconds to run a mile. I couldn't walk it in 25, I don't think. Well, maybe. But anyways, so that's pretty cool. How about a moment for your children and grandchildren, and then we'll truly wrap up.
Okay.
You got a lot of them, so it could
Yeah,
take a while, but
just
let's keep
the
it short.
kids. We got 19 grandkids coming along, but five kids. Aaron's 54. He's an engineer in Oklahoma, and Spencer is a girl. She's 51, and she's a school teacher. He wants to be
And working on her master's,
yes,
almost done.
he wants to be a principal. And Emily, as a professional photographer, she's in Texas as well.
Professional go-getter, too.
Yeah, she's a terrible.
Yeah.
And then Jesse's got the hair looks like a Kansas wheat field. He's an engineer in a suburb of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then yeah.
Yay! And then he has 19 grandchildren, as he said, or 17. This will be 18 and 19, the twins. And then he's gonna be
November 2nd. We're gonna have
well, approximately, yeah.
Great grandson.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Oh well, let's just keep that. Let's
Okay.
keep that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll keep that secret.
We
for
think
now.
we know it.
We think we know, but we don't want to share.
It's supposed to be a girl.
Yet.
It's supposed to be a boy, though.
We do know that. We do know it's supposed to be a boy, so we're pretty excited about it.
We didn't ever do that when we were doing yours.
Yeah. Didn't know.
Now we know.
Well, I hope everyone has a lovely Monday. You got to meet my dad a little bit. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you can meet my mom and hear some of her stories if we can convince her. Any last parting thoughts?
She's so cute.
How about your favorite song from the 70s?
So happy together.
I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life.
When you're with
Mom's not chiming in. Maybe we'll get her to chime in tomorrow. Anyways, have a great day and wish us luck with NPR later. And yeah.
Good job.
Good job. I think we had fun. All right. Have a good one. Goodbye. Oh, goodness.